Hello there. You may have noticed I've just been live streaming. Shit happened. So, and I got a tiller. It's a Montgomery Ward's pre-1982 tiller of some kind. I don't know the exact year. I got it. Carburetor was bad. And I cleaned the carburetor. Then we decided to restore it. Coil went out, which is why it has new wiring and everything. Put a new point condenser in it. Put a new coil in it. Starter clutch goes out, so I put a new starter clutch in it. And then the fuel leaked and led to this issue as seen here. I used some cheap paint. The orange is kind of peeling off, but I haven't even ran it that much, and I've sanded it. I don't know why it's chipping off. I don't think it's the paint on this. I think it's just something with the head or whatever. It's probably some dirt or stuff that got in there between when I painted it and cleaned it. But about this new coil, though, the old coil, this would actually be inside and it would attach to the coil, except that grounds it out now. Because this is a different type of coil, so I can run a stop switch up the handle, have a stop switch up here next to here, and I might actually do that. I don't have a switch, but I may run it, drill it, or zip tie it. I don't know if I'll drill it or not, because old. But, while I'm waiting for a couple things to dry, and such, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to take the belts off and change them out. This is a 1/2 inch by 37 inch belt, and this is a 3/8 inch belt by 39 inch belt. I've checked pretty much all the manuals. They don't give those two sizes, and most of the tillers you'll find, they won't have the reverse belt on because they're a pain. Well, people think they're a pain. They're not as bad as they seem. Once you do it like 15 times, trying to find out the right belt size. Yes, I've went through 15 belt sizes to get the reverse belt right. Once you go through that, you kind of learn how to do it. This model is covered up. So let me go ahead and take this off, because I taped over it. GIL 1580G. The manual I used and got some information is for the GIL 1580E. They are remarkably similar. I don't know if there's any differences or not, other than maybe a sticker or two has changed. But everything drive-wise, transmission-wise is the same. And also for the transmission, if you have to change oil, it is SAE 140. Pretty much what you'll do is you'll drain it out of there. You'll drain it, take that bolt out, tip it forward, let it drain, tip it back so it's level, and then fill it until oil starts coming out of that bottom bolt. Now these wheels make that difficult because they're not original wheels. They had wheels that went up to like here in comparison. But that doesn't matter. I'm going to show you how to change the belts because it's not that hard, and that's the thing that people mostly struggle with on these, is getting the belts right. So, and also it's the thing you're going to be doing a lot, because these belts do go through a lot. So you're going to start off by taking off the spring. You're going to, what's easiest for me is to put it in forward, make sure it's grounded out so it doesn't somehow turn on and crush your foot and whatnot. You can get a screwdriver, kind of wedge it in between the spring and little gap. May take a couple of tries. Just kind of stay with it. Kind of wiggle it like so. And eventually you'll get it. Driver. That's the spring off. Grab a 9/16 wrench. Should be 9/16 on both sides. Mine's different because it got lost. Just kind of loosen it up like normal. And then put it in neutral. Have someone hold reverse. Get the nut out. Get the bolt out. Make sure it all stays together. Now we can take the chunk out. And that is the most difficult part done. Now you can either take this little metal band down here off or just kind of bend it out of the way. Doesn't really make a difference. Just kind of push the belt down there. And then we can kind of snake it through like so. And that's the reverse belt. Now the drive belt's a little bit harder to get off. And we can just kind of push it around the pulley. And if needed, we can actually pull the motor through. Let's figure that out. I'm going to have someone pull the motor through for me since I'm one-handed right now. And hold on a second. Alright, go. Alright. And do it. Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Oh, it's almost there. Alright. That's off the top. And you do a similar method for getting it out of the bottom. Probably easier to take the bar off for this one since it's a thicker belt. And you just go through the same process, no need in showing it twice. But now we can put it back on. Try to just put it here. Could you pull it through? Same kind of process. Pull it through or have someone pull it through. Whichever's easier. And then drop it out of the way. And there we go. Now getting the reverse belt on should be a little bit easier. Should just kind of catch. Right now we have a little issue where it's kind of sitting on two sides of the pulley. Not much to that. Just tilt the beam. Just should be able to rotate the tines. Backwards. What you can do is just push it this way. Let it catch. And there we go. That's on the right side of the pulley. You just feed the reverse belt through like this. Let's make it across. And then all you have to do for this one is flip it 180 degrees and set part of it on the pulley and part of it outside. Grab the chunk and make sure it's oriented the right way. And you can put it through, put the reverse belt around it, and it should just kind of sit in place by itself. Stick the bolt through. Pull it through. Tighten it up. Like so. And then the last part is dealing with the spring. I hope y'all caught all that. I really hope so. But pretty much, you just want to make sure the front belts ran as kind of pictured, and make sure the reverse belt is ran as pictured. If y'all have any questions, you can leave a comment. I'll be glad to answer them as fast as I can. Since it didn't feel like recording part of it, maybe. I hope so. But y'all How to take them off, and taking them off is just the opposite of putting them back on. And then the next hard part is just putting the spring back on. Easiest part is dropping it, so then you can try to lift up on the spring. And there we go. That's how you change belts on it. And I don't know if it got it all the way or not. But to pretty much kind of sum up what I did is you take the spring off, take this piece off called the chunk, then just kind of pull the belts off the pulley. This one, you may have to rotate the pulley to do it. And you could just pull the engine through to do it. And it should just pop off. Then it just kind of pull it through. You can either take this bottom hook off, these bottom two pieces off, and make it easier, but you shouldn't really have to. You can just kind of bend them out of the way, but if you're worried about it snapping or damaging the belt, you could do it either way. It doesn't matter. I can't tell you exactly what to do or not. So pretty much, this is kind of the way you want the belts kind of run. You want the front one normal, like your average V belt. Then you want the rear one, you want that one crossed. And you have to make sure that the rear one is a 3/8 by 39. Otherwise, it will not spin. It will not turn the tides, and it'll just it'll overload the motor. So that's belt replacement, and I'm going to kind of just give a general overview now, because I wanted to get the important part out of the way. But I've been kind of restoring this with my dad, who was just out here helping me rotate it through. And pretty much you've got back here, you've got your throttle in it. Welcome back, that's your throttle right here. Then you've got your drive, you've got forward, and these have to be adjusted just right so that it doesn't pull in one way. In neutral, it should sit still. When I first got it working again with both belts, it kind of wanted to go forward, and then it kind of wanted to go backwards. The adjustment is down here, and when I get this thing back together, back running, when the gasket sealant dries, not dies, hopefully not, when it dries, I'll go ahead and run it and show you it in action. I won't be tilling anything because the grass is beautiful and there's nothing I need right now, or need to till right now. Maybe I could find something. Now, I don't know if I went over this. This is going to be a switch in the future. I believe I went over it. And looks like it's all good. I've been painting, as you can tell by the gas mask back there. I've been painting a lot today. I've been painting a lot black today. It started off, this was going to be orange and white and black. I have black tines under here was orange. Black tines under here was orange. Top was white, orange motor. Orange back, top white. But I kind of ran out of orange working on this piece, so I just went, okay, I'll switch it to black, see how that looks, and the lower portion of it be black. So went ahead and I spray painted the rest of it black, and it looks like this is dry, so we can go ahead and get this on now. Welcome back. Let's find the bolt for that. It's not in my random stuff deal. It was just random stuff. That's where tines. Ow, shins. It is in here. This is the little stake for the rear end. Kind of sit upon. I like how that badge is accentuated by the orange outline. To be honest with you. So I don't know whether I'm going to put a coat of paint on this or not. If it's necessary or not. I'm just going to go ahead and put it on for now. The way it needs to be put on. I believe it should be this way. If that makes sense. Gotta make sure it sits right. Take the pin out. Okay, that's the pin in up top. Just need to get the pin in on the bottom, and there we go. It's sunk all the way to the bottom. So we can go ahead and find the cotter key. Find the hole for it. Felt it. Let's see. Alright, it's all the way through. So that's that part done. And I think it's on upside down. Let's see what the sticker on the side says. It says I put it upside down. So, you can easily fix that. Do the opposite of what we did. Pop the pin out. Don't drop the phone. There we go. Put the pin through. Perfect. So now, let me check on the sealant. I'd imagine it should be a little bit drier by now. Apparently not. Let's go ahead and put the drag stake on. Due to the nature of this, I don't need it really kind of hanging down. And now the drag stakes through. And now it's done. Except for one thing. Airflow. Just kind of goes like so. Lining these up is a neat little challenge. Is it going through? Is it going in? Yes, it is. Alright. All I need to do is find out where I put that screwdriver. Tighten it up. I kind of want to let the gasket cure before we run it. But now, it's ready to go. And that's a project done, and I'll live stream it when I get it running. When I turn right now. But it does turn on in its current state. Better way to describe it. So I'll live stream it when it goes.